Good evening folks, and welcome to a new series for the channel. This is Start Playing the Ukulele. No experience required. So this is designed for anyone who's been interested and thought about taking up the ukulele, not really known where to start. So what this series does is gives you all the basics to get you playing some songs and build up the basics of coordination, timing, all the kind of stuff that you're going to need, and with no experience assumed. We're working on the assumption here that you have never played any sort of musical instrument before. The only real skills that you're going to need are the ability to count 4 and to tap your foot and to tell up from down. So let's start by learning which string is which. Now the strings, these are the bits that look like strings. These are the bits that you pick, and these are tuned to the notes of G, C, E, A. Good cats eat apples. And what we're going to do first is do a couple of exercises learning to play those strings in time. Now for this we're going to be using a device called a metronome that you can buy. To help with this, we're going to be using a gadget called a metronome. Now there are a variety of different types of metronome that you can buy. You can buy lovely, great, big, expensive mechanical ones. You can buy little digital ones, or you can do what I've done, which is put a free one onto your phone. And this is just a device that gives us a beat to play to. There it is. Now let's slow that down because obviously everyone here is new. So I'm going to put this at, let's see, let's do a nice round 50 beats per minute. There we go. And we're going to start by just playing the open strings in time. And a good trick here is to say the name of the string as you play it. It helps imprint it firmly in the mind. So we're doing the G. And you're aiming to play it right as the beat drops. 3, 4, 1, 2, 3, 4, 1, 2, 3, 4. And that's gone to the C. 2, 3, 4, 1, 2, 3, 4, 1, 2, 3, 4. Now the E. 2, 3, 4, 1, 2, 3, 4, 1, 2, 3, 4, and then A. 2, 3, 4, 1, 2, 3, 4. I'd advise also taking that backwards and mixing up the strings as well, but for the sake of time we're not going to do that in the lesson. I'll leave that as something for you to play with. Next thing we're going to do are a couple of little coordination exercises to get the fret hand fingers and the pick hand fingers working together. Now what we're going to do here is change the pitch of the string by fretting a note. What we're going to do here is push down the finger firmly onto the neck, this part of the ukulele, with the finger coming on to what's called the fretboard, just behind the fret here. There's a little metal bar embedded in the neck. This would also say, if you've come here from guitar, from the Start Playing Guitar Now series, and you're thinking a lot of this is familiar, yeah, there's going to be a lot of that, because basically the way you play the ukulele is more or less the same way you play the guitar, at least to begin with. So there's a lot of the same stuff. So we are going to do the same series of coordination exercises. We're just going to go across the strings here, going first finger on the first fret, middle finger on the second fret, third finger will take care of the third fret, and little finger fourth fret. 1, 2, 3, 4. Now I would advise, as you get better at these, to start doing them to a beat, but right now we're just going to play them in free time just to let your hands get used to it. Make sure as well that you line up your pick hand, the hand that's picking the strings, whether that's using your thumb as I am now, or using a plectrum or pick, one of these things like here. Just make sure that both hands are where you want them to be, because you want to practice playing this, not that. That is a note, that as a noise. We want a note, we do not want a noise. Inevitably you're going to make some mistakes when you're learning, of course you are. But what you do is you go back and you put them right, like I just did there. Obviously that was deliberate. Okay, so having gone across the G, C, E and A strings, now we're going to go back down. Going to go little finger on fret 4, third finger fret 3, middle finger fret 2, index finger fret 1, and we're just going to carry on down the strings like that. And what I'm going to do next is mix up the order. So I'm still going to use the index finger for the first fret, middle finger for the second fret, third finger for the third fret, and little finger for the fourth fret. I'm just going to change the order around a little bit. I'm going to go 1, 3, 2, 4. And then I'm going to flip that around and turn it into 4, 2, 3, 1. And then my final pattern is going to go 1, 4, 2, 3. So that's index finger, little finger, middle finger, third finger. 1, 4, 2, 3, 1, 4, 2, 3, 1, 4, 2, 3, 1, 4, 2, 3. And we'll turn that around to 3, 2, 4, 1, 3, 2, 4, 1, 3, 2, 4, 1, 3, 2, 4, 1. Okay, and now we're going to wrap things up with the very first chord that we're going to learn. This is the chord of C. Now, what is a chord? Well, everything we've played up to this point has just been a single note, one at a time. When we play a chord, we play a group of notes together that produces a particular mood. And the chord we're going to learn right now is the chord C major, or C for short. And yeah, very happy, tuneful sounding chord. Very, very easy to play. We're simply going to go up to the A string, place the third or little finger on that third fret, and then we're going to strum all the strings like this. And then you can try picking through them. And this is called an arpeggio, which is typically, for a musical term, it's a very big flash sounding word for a very, very simple idea. All it means is that we play the notes of the chord one at a time, and you do that to make sure that they all sound as they should do. Okay, and let's finish up by strumming through some rhythms. So what we're going to learn now are the semi-breve or whole note, minim or half note, and crotchet or quarter note rhythms. Again, these are nowhere near as scary as they sound. A whole note or semi-breve is simply a note that's played every 4 beats. So we would do this: 1, 2, 3, 4. 1, 2, 3, 4. Let's pop the metronome on at 50 beats per minute. Here we go. 2, 3, 4. 1, 2, 3, 4. 1, 2, 3, 4. 1, 2, 3, 4. 1, 2, 3, 4. And next up would be the minim or half note. Now this is fairly logical, because if the semi-breve or whole note is worth 4 beats, it would sort of make sense that the minim or half note would be worth 2, and of course that's exactly what it is, because music is inherently simple and logical, which is why we dress it up with all this jargon, because we don't want everybody else knowing how simple it all is. So the minim or half note is simply we're going to play 1, 2, 3, 4. 1, 2, 3, 4. Let's try that with that metronome again, still at 50 beats per minute. 2, 3, 4. 1, 2, 3, 4. 1, 2, 3, 4. And finally, we're going to look at the crotchet or quarter note. So if you were any good at fractions at school, then you should probably have worked out by this point that if a whole note is worth 4 and a half note is worth 2, a crotchet or quarter note is worth 1 beat. And that's exactly what it is worth. That's exactly what it does mean. So let's try and play, and that's just 1, 2, 3, 4 with the metronome. 2, 3, 4. 1, 2, 3, 4. 1, 2, 3, 4. 1, 2, 3, 4. 1, 2, 3, 4. Okay, so that concludes the first lesson then. Now, admit that nothing we have done right now has been terribly musical, but don't worry, that's going to come. What we have done right now is laid the foundations of coordination and timing and a first sense of what a chord is. All these things are essential foundations on which we're going to lay everything else. So take all that information away, practice it until you can do it without any flaws. Practice until you can do it clearly, confidently, consistently, and I'll see you soon for episode 2. Alright.